What is going on, guys? NessMudkip here, back again for the first proper video in a long time. I am back now, in case you didn't see my last video. I've suddenly reappeared from the ether, and hopefully things are going to go back to the way they were. But anyway, enough about that, because I talked about it a lot in the last video. Today we're going to be looking at my collection, which we haven't done in probably like just under a year, because I didn't do one for the last MCM. So I bought quite a lot of stuff this last time, so we're just going to go through and we're going to look at it and have a talk about it. So here we go. First up, we have Dragon Ball Season 1, the Manga UK release of Dragon Ball. It's the first season there, with the cover flipped inside out, so there's no logo stuff at the front. Looks a little bit weird, but I also like it. Need to pick up the rest of the season there, because I do absolutely love Dragon Ball. That release isn't perfect. It doesn't have the Japanese title cards, and I don't think it has the Japanese ending, like, credits. But it's basically as good as we're going to get until Funimation put out with Dragon Box, which will be never, I think. Then we have Dragon Box Z, the pride of my collection. All these Dragon Boxes are the most expensive thing I've ever collected in terms of anything nerdy ever. Never going to get rid of these unless they ever put out releases better than these, and knowing Funimation they probably won't. Maybe one day Toei will do Blu-ray remaster of Dragon Ball Z and it'll look better than this, but who knows. So yeah, Dragon Boxes, I've rambled enough about them, you know what they are. Akira on Blu-ray, very good film, really like it. Same with Redline there, nice little collector's edition Manga UK put out, comes with a couple of art cards and stuff like that. Dragon Ball Z movie collections 1 to 3, so that comes with all the classic Dragon Ball Z movies. They're a laugh, I suppose. They aren't the best because these are the ones that cropped into 16:9, and ordinarily I would hate that, but they are movies, so they were originally formatted for 16:9, despite the fact they were filmed in 4:3. So, to be honest, having them 16:9 isn't the end of the world, but they don't have the Japanese title cards, and for a nitpicky bastard like me, that is a little bit annoying. But it's easier to buy those than to buy all the single sets of the movies, and I don't care that much about the movies. So, you know, they're nice to have until they put a Dragon Box in the movies or something like that. And we have Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods on Blu-ray. Nice little collector's edition again. Mega UK put out one with art cards and stuff in it. So, yep, great movie as well. And that's the best Dragon Ball Z movie by far. Steins Gate Parts 1 and 2 on Blu-ray. Very good series. I do like it very much. Dead Man Wonderland on Blu-ray. Sight, I guess. I've been reading the manga a bit. I'm okay. The series is okay. It's pretty good. I want to keep reading the manga because people say the manga gets really good, but we'll see. Trigun on DVD, which I still haven't finished. I bought this ages ago on some sale. It was like 10 quid. I was like, why not? And I watched like 10 episodes. I was like, it's okay. It's sight. Welcome to the NHK. Absolutely love this series. It's a really good series. Saw this ages ago. I've had it for ages, and it's just good. Bit depressing, but really good. Cowboy Bebop Remix. You can probably see already that I already own the Blu-rays for Cowboy Bebop from Anime Limited, and in case you didn't know, the reason I keep this is because it is signed by Shinichiro Watanabe, because I did very fortunately get to meet him at MCM Expo a while back, and that was absolutely incredible. I got to shake his hand. I still haven't washed it. There was gunge and stuff building up on it, but I don't care. No, I'm kidding. Of course I washed it. But yeah, I got to meet Shinichiro Watanabe. He signed my DVD, and it was incredible, really. Then we have Cowboy Bebop the movie on DVD, which is a little bit annoying because I know America does have a Blu-ray release of this. And ordinarily I'd import it, but it's region locked, and no one has licensed the movie over here on Blu-ray, and I don't have a region-free Blu-ray player, so I'm stuck with the DVD for now. So hopefully Anime Limited could do something about that, but we'll see. And then Cowboy Bebop Parts 1 and 2 on Blu-ray, collector's edition, which come with little art books inside and these nice sort of sturdy chipboard art boxes, which is quite nice. So from Anime Limited, very good release. And then more stuff from Anime Limited, we have Gurren Lagann Ultimate Edition on Blu-ray. Now, this took like a billion years to come out. If it all had gone to plan, I probably would have had this in my last collection video, actually, come to think of it. But, actually, would I? Oh, I don't know. But, either way, yeah, this took absolutely ages to come out, but it was definitely worth it in the end. It is Gurren Lagann on Blu-ray, and it comes with a chipboard box there, a slipcover on the outside, the entire series, both movies, a ton of bonuses, an art book, a card that says you're special and got one of the 2,000 that came out, and I think I paid about 65, 75 quid for it, so I thought that was pretty good going. Really good release. And, yeah. Next we have Panty & Stocking on Blu-ray from Manga UK. I absolutely love this series. It's very fun. That's all I can say, really. If you liked Gurren Lagann and you wanted to see it on even more cocaine, then Panty & Stocking is the way to go, I'd say. Ghost in the Shell Limited Edition Steelbook from Manga UK. This is a really nice release, actually. I had not seen anything to do with Ghost in the Shell but before this came out, and I thought, okay, this is the first movie. This is where a lot of people jump on, so I think this is where I'm going to jump on as well. My friends were like, yeah, get it! And I was like, alright, I bought it. And I've watched it like once while I was really tired, and it was really confusing, so I'm planning on watching it again when I'm slightly more awake, and then I can get all the symbolism, and, you know, it's all 4 deep, 60-10 me, so, you know, then I'll be able to get it a bit better. High School DxD on Blu-ray. Why do I own this? Birdie the Mighty on DVD. Another interesting blind buy. I've only watched a few episodes of it, and that was like a year ago now. But it's an interesting series so far, and I'd like to see some more of it. Round the back here, we do have my DVD set of Gurren Lagann, which is a very, very nice box, I have to say. It's region 1, but it's got this little mouth thing here. You can open it up, and there's DVDs inside there. Do really, really like that. Don't really know if I want to get rid of it, because it's a very cool box, but I don't really have any use for it. So the fate of this is still yet to be determined, I think. Moving on down, we have the manga. This is where the meat begins. That was all the anime. There's a little bit more anime dotted about, but that's most of the anime done. Now we have the manga. So we have Dragon Ball, all of the manga, and technically Dragon Ball Z, but it's all called Dragon Ball Japan, so, you know, screw you, it's Dragon Ball all the way. Volumes 1 to 42, or 1 to 14, in Visbig format, which means they come in 3-in-1s, there's colour pages, nice quality paper. Covers aren't quite as nice, but, you know, it's just nice to hold, so there you go. Up here we have Jacko the Galactic Patrolman, which is a nice little prequel manga that Akira Toriyama wrote recently. It's fun, and I'm glad Viz put it out in a physical copy, so I can manage to get that. Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer. This is just up here because I'm running out of space to put things. But this I picked up just completely blind when I was in New York a while back, and it was really, really good. This is one of the best blind buys I've ever made for just buying something and just hoping it's going to be good. So the second volume of this is, I think... In fact, yeah, I've already ordered the second volume of this, actually. I ordered it off Amazon a while back, so the second volume of this is going to be here soon, and definitely going to read some more of that, 'cause it's a laugh. Here we have Dragon Ball Full Color Volume 1. There are 3 volumes of this out, and it's a very good release. It's Dragon Ball just in full color, as you can see there. But there is only 3 volumes of it out. It covers like the Saiyan arc, and that's it, and Viz have said they don't plan to do anything further than that. They don't plan to go on to the Frieza arc or anything like that, which is really disappointing. Because it's such a good release, and it could replace like the original collection if I had everything Dragon Ball in full colour. That would be absolutely incredible. But at the same time, I do understand why they wouldn't want to do it, because I can understand that would probably be very expensive to print. But yeah, Dragon Ball full colour, very nice. Would pick up the other 2 volumes if they were going to continue. Next, Dragon Ball: The Complete Illustrations, aka Dragon Ball Daizenshu 1, the English edition. The Dragon Ball Daizenshu... Oh wait, other side. Dope. The Dragon Ball Daizenshu were a series of guidebooks that came out in Japan. The first one was basically just an art book with an interview with Akira Toriyama on the back. So, of course, Viz decided to translate that one because it has no words in it. But, yeah, we're still waiting for the rest of the Daizenshu guidebooks. But I highly doubt they're going to be coming out because this came out in, like, 2008 or something. But, yeah, it's a really nice book. Lots of really good art and stuff. And the interview with Akira Toriyama on the inside is really interesting as well. Next to that, we have this Japanese art book. Which I think is a Jump Super Anime Library or something like that. And it's basically art for the Janemba movie of Dragon Ball Z. Ordinarily, I wouldn't have bought something like this, but it was at MCM, it was cheap, and I was like, why not? You know, I want to find something interesting while I'm here at MCM, so it's not the kind of thing I would buy when I was online, so bought it. Interesting little art book. There's a poster in the back, but I don't want to rip out and ruin the book, but it would look really good on my wall, so I don't want to do that as well. Next to that, we have 2 one-shots by Akira Toriyama, Sandland and Kawa. They're just little one-shot mangas he drew, and they're pretty interesting. Next to that, we have, I should have said manga there, not mangas. How disgusting. Next to that, we have some stuff that isn't manga. We have some stuff from Brian Lee O'Malley, who's one of my favourite Western comic book artists. We have Lost at Sea, which is one of the first things he ever wrote. And then we have Scott Pilgrim, which I'm sure most of you have probably heard of. Volumes 1 to 5 in the colour edition. Volume 6 is not yet out, but I think it's out around April. So that will complete the collection. And then up here we have Scott Pilgrim the movie on Blu-ray, which I absolutely love. Really funny movie. It's really good, and it's a nice little adaptation of the comics as well. So, yes. Down here we have One Piece! One Piece volumes 1 to 41. How incredible. And there's even more below that. We have One Piece volumes 42 to... was it 58? Yeah, there you go. That's 58 volumes of One Piece owned in total. Love this series. Haven't picked up the rest of it yet because I still haven't finished this enormous amount of volumes that I have already. But I will do later. Oh, this one's fun. Friggin' Manga Shakespeare. I did not buy this due to my own will. Do not worry. I got this for Christmas. My mum said, okay, this looks awful, so I'm going to buy it for you. She did do it ironically, don't worry. It's just the worst thing I've ever read. Look at this shit. The fuck is that? Anyway. One Piece Strong World on Blu-ray, very good movie, like it very much. Thanks Manga for putting that out. But it is a shame the fact that in the Funimation and Manga releases, they have cut off the really good ending song at the end due to licensing issues, so that kind of sucks. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Volume 1, Phantom Blood Volume 1, this came out very recently actually, is one of the best releases Viz have ever put out actually in terms of manga. It's hardcover, it's got, the pages are quite normal actually, but it's hardcover, just really well presented. They've kept all the stuff in the back, like the interviews and stuff, because it's a fancy edition in Japan. Really, really nice. And then we have JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stardust Crusaders, or just called JoJo's Bizarre Adventure because this was printed before they printed any other parts, volumes 1 to 16. So yes, I think in my last video they hadn't reprinted some of the volumes yet, but now they have. All of Stardust Crusaders is now in print, so I've got all of it. This is definitely one of my favourite mangas of all mangas, there we go again. One of my favourite manga of all time. It's just the best. It's just bros going on a road trip to Egypt and punching ghosts on the way. It's the best. Anyway, moving on. Up here, where we have even more manga, we have Vagabond Volumes 1 to 6, Vizbigs 1 to 6. That's actually 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, Volumes 1 to 18, if we're going by the original 18... The original Japanese volume count. So, yeah. Really love this series, absolutely fantastic art, really interesting, and it's based off a real story, actually. I mean, a lot of it is dramatized, but it's still interesting to know that Miyamoto Musashi, this chap here, is someone who did actually live in history, so that's cool. A couple of art books and stuff here. I've got Gurren Lagann Artworks, which is just an art book by Udon, with some Gurren Lagann art, really nice. Now I have 2 Gurren Lagann art books, so I've got that one that came with the actual Blu-ray as well. This one is Capcom Design Works, which features a lot of art from different Capcom games. I'm actually a really big fan of Capcom, in case you didn't know, like Mega Man, Street Fighter, some of my favourite franchises. So this is really cool to have, and there's a lot of stuff from like Mob vs. Capcom and stuff in there, just really nice art. Then we have Rohan at the Louvre, which is actually something really that is quite interesting that has been printed in English. This is something that Hirohiko Araki, the man who wrote JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, wrote when he had his art displayed at the Louvre, I don't know how to pronounce it, but the gallery in France, and he wrote that, and it's a little side story featuring Rohan from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 4 going there, and having all sorts of bizarre adventures. So, yeah, really interesting that came out, really cool that it got printed in English, thanks to the Louvre, actually, because they managed to, you know, print it in English so they could, I guess, sell it in the gift shop or something. But yeah, it's a really nice, high-quality, high-cover, like, hardcover release, colour all the way through, really lovely art, just really nice release, and a nice little story as well. Then we have Watchmen, which is a Western comics, I'm sure many of you know. Absolutely love Watchmen, probably one of my favourite Western comics. I only got it for Christmas, but it's really, really good, and I do want to get the film at some point as well, because I thought the film was pretty good for a comic book movie adaptation. Then we have this thing, I don't know what the fuck this is, I bought this the other day while I was out. It's called Shark Knife, First Stage. It's just this, basically I was out with Dell, you guys know Dell. And I was like, dude, what the hell is this comic? And he said, it looks cool, buy it. And I bought it, and it was pretty cool. But I'm not even going to attempt to explain it. You should just go read it, because the dude who makes that doesn't get enough support, because I'd never heard of it before I got there. Futurama Seasons 1 to 4 on DVD. Love Futurama, absolutely brilliant show. Need to pick up the earlier seasons of The Simpsons as well, actually, if we're going to go on that tangent. So, yeah, and I need to pick up the rest of Futurama, the movies and stuff. Round the back here, which I can't move everything out of the way for, but you can see a little peek of here, we have Yu-Gi-Oh! Volumes 1 to 7, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist Volumes 1 to 24, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Millennium World Volumes 1 to 7, which is basically Yu-Gi-Oh! Just all the way through. But then we also have Yu-Gi-Oh! R Volumes 1 to 5. Okay, so the original series Yu-Gi-Oh! I do really, really like. I'm really glad I bought that. Yu-Gi-Oh! R I bought in a complete rim, because it was really cheap. And it sucks, to be honest. I'm gonna lie, Yu-Gi-Oh! R sucks. I don't like it, man. It's boring. The original Yu-Gi-Oh! is good, but Yu-Gi-Oh! R, eh. Down here, we have a couple of games up there for some reason, but we have Rurouni Kenshin, Vizbig Volume 1. Let me see if I can show that to you a bit better, if I can move these games out of the way. Rurouni Kenshin, Vizbig Volume 1, which a lot of my friends were saying Rurouni Kenshin is a really, really good manga, so you should start reading. I was like, okay, and I bought that while I was in New York. And I haven't actually read it yet. I've been reading other stuff. Too much of a backlog. Hashtag first world problems. But yeah. So Rurouni Kenshin, definitely want to check that out. Then we have the first 5 volumes of, and no matter how I look at it, it's You Guys Thought I'm Not Popular, better known as Watamote. Very fun series, just about an awkward girl being awkward, and it's fun, basically. And I've got volume 6 on the way, actually, because that just came out. Osamu Tezuka's The Mysterious Underground Men. This is the oldest manga I own. I think it was printed in 1948 first in Japan. Under the 10-cent manga imprint here in the UK, which Oh shit, there goes Rurouni Kenshin. I'll sort that out later. The 10-cent manga imprint, yes, which means that there was this imprint that was going to go for a while where they were going to print really old manga like that under this thing called the 10-cent manga imprint, where they was going to take really old stuff, print it in English, bring it back for the first time, like hard to find stuff. And sadly, this and one other title from Tezuka was the only thing that was released, and it just didn't sell enough. So this is going to be out of print soon, so I'm glad I have this, but it is a shame that isn't going to be continuing. Over here we have some Blood Lad stuff. The first 3 omnibuses. Omnibus is the only thing I've actually put out. So, volumes 1, 2, and 3, they're all 2-in-1s. Blood Lad is an interesting series. I got into it when I watched the anime, which was oddly only about 10 episodes or something when it came out. And I like the style of it. It's very nice. I like the Dragon Ball references constantly. That's definitely good for someone like me. So yeah, that's good. And then we have Bloody Brat Volume 1, which is a little spin-off thing with some 4-panel stuff and fan service mostly and stuff like that. So that's a nice laugh there. Tekkon Kinkri. Big manga volume there about Tekkon Kinkri. I still haven't read it. I've had it for ages, but I've heard people tell me the movie adaptation is really, really good, so I didn't want to get around to reading that. Very, very good. Fooly Cooly Omnibus, the manga collection. I've seen Fooly Cooly the anime, and it blew my mind. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I really, really enjoyed the artwork. I really, really enjoyed the music. So I thought maybe if I read the manga, it would try and clear up the story for me a little bit. No. But I still like it. You know, Fooly Cooly has an odd style to it. There's just something about it that is nice. There's something about it that is fun, and you just can't say no to it, you know? Up here, Berserk Volume 1 and Monster Volume 1. I like to call this shelf just like the Volume 1s. Basically, anything that isn't big enough to have its own series yet, own shelf yet, just goes down here. But yeah, Berserk Volume 1, Monster Volume 1. Both very, very interesting starts to manga that I really want to continue collecting and reading. Blue Spring, which is really weird and interesting. I was just picking up a bunch of one-volume manga, which looked interesting, and Blue Spring was pretty cool, actually. I talked about it a little bit in some videos a while back. I can't remember which one it was exactly. I'm going to put an annotation there, and I'll tell you which one it was. 20th Century Boys Volume 1 and 2. I definitely want to continue this. Like, nothing has happened in those 2 volumes. Naoki Urasawa is the master of writing stuff where absolutely nothing happens, and it's still the most interesting thing you've ever heard. So 20th Century Boys I definitely want to continue with. Dead Man Wonderland, I already talked about when I got the anime. 2 volumes there. There's quite a lot more volumes out now, but it's pretty interesting. I like Dead Man Wonderland. It's alright, just a bit edgy, I suppose. Ranma 1/2, first volume. I gotta say, I'm not the most impressed with this so far. Don't know if I will be collecting more of it, but we'll see. Not Simple, an interesting one-shot, drawn in a very interesting style, actually. Let me see if I can get this out and give you a little glimpse of what it looks like. Of course, it's on this side, I always forget. Yeah, there you go. That's the chap there, who's the main character. Really interesting story. Doesn't even look like manga. Doesn't even feel like manga at all. But yeah, really interesting. Solanin, another very interesting story, which I need to finish reading, which apparently gets incredibly sad towards the end. AX, Alternative Manga, or Axe, I suppose, is the original magazine was from. Basically, there's this magazine in Japan called Axe, where manga artists, could just submit manga, and it won't be edited. It will be completely free from any corporate meddling, like other releases, like other manga publishers such as Shonen Jump would do. If you were to submit manga there, they'd say, okay, do this because it'll get more sales and stuff. Axe, they let you put anything you want in. And yeah, so you get some really fucked up stuff in there, but it's really quite interesting as well. I really enjoyed reading that. Dr. Slump Volume 1, of course, more Toriyama greatness. I definitely need to collect the rest of that to finish my Toriyama collection. Assassination Classroom Volumes 1 and 2. Very interesting, newish series. I guess it's new for Viz, they only just put it out. But yeah, I'm finding Assassination Classroom a lot of fun. Definitely will be continuing picking up manga for that. And then down here, we have the little Kiyohiku Azuma collection. We have the Azumanga Daioh Omnibus, which is all 4 volumes of Azumanga Daioh in one. And then we have 12 volumes of Yotsuba, which is definitely one of my favourite series that I own. Absolutely love Yotsuba. Around the back here, in the dark corners, which you can't see very well, I think you're just going to have to excuse the lighting and take my word for it. The back there is Pokemon Adventures Volumes 1 to 15, in complete little chipboard boxes that they give you. Actually, not chipboard, it's a lower quality than that, cardboard boxes. And then Death Note Black Edition Volumes 1 to 6, which is Volumes 1 to 12 of the original. And Death Note Volume 13, How to Read, which is a nice little guidebook. Death Note, I do want to talk about, because it's one of the first manga series I ever picked up, so it's got a high level of nostalgia for me, even though I definitely read better stuff than it. And I read those early volumes of Death Note, it makes me think of the good old days when I was first getting back into this Chinese cartoon bullshit, and yeah, good times. But yeah, Death Note's fun. Not as fun as it used to be, but fun. Okay, final shelf. We're on the home stretch, people. We have got something that isn't manga. We have Street Fighter Classic Volume 1, which is a collection of some of the Udon Street Fighter comics, Western made, but they are very, very fun. Very nicely made. Mobile Suit Gundam, The Origin, Volumes 1 to 4. This is the highest quality manga that I own in terms of release quality. Fantastic paper quality, hardcover, translated interviews and essays in the back. Just the best thing you could ever want for something to do manga. I do definitely need to pick up the rest of these because they aren't going to stay in print. I've only got the 4 volumes here, and I think they're up to like volume 8 or something now. But they are surprisingly quite cheap. They're about 15 quid a pop, which is, I don't know, just over twice the amount of a regular manga volume. For what you're getting, it's definitely worth it. So yeah, Gundam The Origin, fantastic release, really good series as well. And yeah. Bakuman Volumes 1 to 20, which I got in this little Bakuman box set back here. Very nice series, love Bakuman. I've seen the entire anime, haven't finished reading this manga yet, but yeah, I can understand why people find it hard to get through this, because when you read a volume of Bakuman, it's not like reading a volume of a manga, it's like reading a novel. Each one of these is like a novel with the amount of dialogue in there. If you thought Death Note was bad, my god. Samurai Champloo, Volumes 1 and 2, from Tokyo Pop. Basically an adaptation of the anime, which I do love very much, despite not owning yet. And yeah, it's just an adaptation of the anime, really. It's a little bit different, it's not the best, but the only reason I picked it up is because my friend was browsing this anime manga marketplace site thing, and someone was selling these for like 2 quid or something ridiculous. I was like, you know what, I can't say no to that. Get me some Samurai Champloo manga, it's all good. Should mention as well that this little mini comic in here I have, Otter's 11, came with Bakuman, and it's just a little like comic of a comic, if that makes sense. A manga of a manga that was inside Bakuman, basically. Down here, we have a Pikachu toy, and a GameCube controller, apparently. But we also have Hunter x Hunter Volumes 1 to 32. This is one of my favourite series of all time, Hunter x Hunter, absolutely adore it. Don't really care if the art goes bad sometimes, but, yeah, Hunter x Hunter is absolutely incredible. Hopefully Togashi will put out more chapters. Oh, who am I kidding? Of course he won't. But yeah, Hunter x Hunter. That's all this shelf is. Back there we have a spoiler for the next thing, which is a Fullmetal Alchemist manga box set, which must mean that, oh yes, Fullmetal Alchemist down here. Fullmetal Alchemist Volumes 1 to 27, the complete manga series. Absolutely adore Fullmetal Alchemist, really, really good. And I also got this light novel that came with it, but I don't give a shit, there ain't no pictures in here. Fuck that shit. So yeah. Then we have Fullmetal Alchemist, The Sacred Star of Milos on Blu-ray. Really, really interesting movie. I actually got to see this in the cinema, and the director and producer was there for a Q&A a couple of years back. That was the first time I saw it. Really, really good to see that live then. And then, of course, down here we have Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, the complete collection on Blu-ray, and Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, the complete OVA collection. Two very, well, okay, I don't know about the OVAs, but Brotherhood is definitely one of the best series I've ever seen as well. It's a fantastic adaptation of the manga. Despite the last few beginning episodes being a bit different, but still one of the best series I've ever seen. And there we go, I think that's everything. This video was nearly 23 minutes long. I think I've talked more in detail about this sort of collection than I have anything else. Last couple of notes, you might notice my One Piece anime has disappeared. That's because I'm selling it, because I'm not going to keep collecting One Piece the anime, I realised. Until, like, you know, there's 67 collections out and we get to New World and the animation quality sucks. So I sold most of them. I still have collection 1 up here, along with some Mega Man comics I don't really want anymore. So yeah, I'm getting rid of those. Fanboys, please don't kill me. But yes, there we go. That is everything in my whole collection, and it was huge. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all guys next time. Bye.